Everybody's here.
I think they can
There's some chairs on the front row. Somebody would like to.
I'll
I'm not afraid of Howard.
Okay.
Okay, on this third vacation, Pittsburg State, you want to go ahead and tell us what you're going to do?
Mr. Chairman, if I might, this seems to be the piece with the most interest in it. If I might take just a few minutes of your time and tell you a little bit about where we're at the university and how we got there, and then be more specific as to what that is, if I could. I'm Tom Bryan, and I'm the president of Pittsburg State University. I've been there for the past 39 years at the university. With me tonight is Dr. Howard Smith, who is the administrative assistant to the president, also is our governmental liaison to Topeka. And Mr. John Patterson is here with us also tonight. And as many of you know, John is our vice president for administration of campus life. And also on my right here is Mr. Paul Stewart, who is director of our facilities planning. And behind me also is Lindale Haverstick, who is our project architect at the university. And sometimes maybe as we look at this, sometimes our success is what brings about these kinds of discussions. I think we have many things to be proud of at the university, and I'd like to just share a couple of those with you, and I'll move through those very quickly. Many of you realize that in the state of Kansas that only 13.4% of the governor's money or the state's money goes to higher education in Kansas. And of that money, that 13.4% of the governor's budget, our share of that here in our community is $39 million from the state general fund. And tuition that we collect from the students that come here is another $25 million. And that's our general use budget of about $63 million, give or take. And the total budget, though, at the university is $91 million. And that being said, with that kind of revenue, there's a lot of things that we have to do in terms of our growth and what the university does. So one of the things that we do periodically, and we did this in 2002 and updated it just this past few months, and that is looked at an economic impact highlights. And primarily we use that to go to Topeka with to make our case for funding for Pittsburg State University. And to this day, we are, if not, and have been for many years, the lowest cost per credit hour, the lowest cost for full-time equivalent of any of the region's institutions. And right now, I think the last 2 years, Fort Hays has dropped a little bit below us. So we have to maximize our money, and I would say to you, in terms of general use, about 60% of the cost of educating a student is coming from the state, and we're up to about 40% from the recipient of the education, which is our students, which is the tuition they pay here. So as we look at that impact that the students in our university have, we are now, in the last 2 years, have jumped up over a little over 7,000 students. And maybe the uniqueness of those 7,100 students is that about 6,600 of them are here every day on our campus and in our community. I think that's a very real number, because sometimes you see head counts that are enormous, but in some cases they're in China or they're somewhere else. But here, students still access Pittsburg State University, you know, in a very real and meaningful way. And as we looked at those highlights, about $10,300 is about the direct economic impact that a student has in terms of food, lodging, gas, entertainment, those kind of things. So you can do your own math there. Then also on our campus, we have about 1,700, give or take, full and part-time people, with several of those, of course, being students. But we have altogether about 750 plus. That actually changes by the day. About 750 full-time employees that also access our campus at Pittsburg State. And then also, as we looked at this, not looking at vendors and those folks that come to campus, we had last year about 155,000 visitors came to Pittsburg State University for the various functions that we had. So when you put that together, we have, as several of you have know, about $190 million of direct economic impact from our university, the students, and our visitors. So that impact is very, very real. So we feel like we're a good steward of the state's money, in that for each state dollar out of that state general fund, we return a little over $5 now in economic impact. And another variable here that I'd like to share with you that I know many of you know because you're involved in it. Since 2005, we've actually put about $35 million in construction or renovation or different infrastructure things that we're working on. And in this fiscal year of 2009, we're looking at, within the next few years as we move through that, about another $29 million going into the university in terms of buildings and infrastructure and deferred maintenance, et cetera, et cetera. So all of those things are needless to say, are very real. But I would like to go ahead and make a couple of other comments here. One of the reasons, one reason that I would give you, we are no longer that nice little college in Pittsburgh. I still go out to alumni meetings, and we were so all of us, we're very proud of the day. We were a nice little college in Pittsburg, Kansas. It meant a lot to us. And but now then, you know, that's no longer